Welcome, everybody, to another edition of NXT on Tap. Tonight, I am joined just by the Encyclopedia of Wrestle Talk, Phil the Future. How are we doing tonight, Phil?
I'm doing great tonight, Scalz. Oh man, we got something to talk about today.
Oh man, do we ever! This was a banger of a show. Like I say, every single week, NXT is the best wrestling show out there right now. People don't want to listen to me, but they keep proving it in and out. Oh,
No question.
let's just flicker it a little bit. So if the stream ends, I lost power. We're having some rain and windstorms over here, so just want to.
We had some snow showers going on here in Chicago, so no worries. Sort of the same thing.
So tonight we had 2 title matches. You had, well, technically 3 title matches, but we'll get to that. 2 title matches. The Dusty Classic started, and we got to see Tiffany Straton as a ranch hand. And the reason I bring that up first is because of this.
Yep, saw this coming a mile away.
Honestly, that shit was fucking fire.
That was good.
Everything they did was amazing.
Yep.
I'm sorry, Sean, but if that was to anybody else, you would have been like, I love this. Love it. But just because it was to your girl, Tiff, you hated it. Hey, Sammy, what's going on? How are we doing tonight?
Sammy!
Yeah, and Nikita lost.
Oh, yeah, that was rough, too. Like, talk about a 1-2. Mike P, best NXT this year. I mean, right now,
yeah. I love you, Sammy. Love you.
I screen recorded and sent it to
him. Mike, to be fair, this is only the 2nd episode this year, so it's kind of a 1 of 2. So still the best, but not much to go off of.
Thank you, Sammy.
All right, so let's start talking with the Nikita Lyons and Blair Davenport match.
Yep.
So this started before the show even went on the air. They always do the little tease 15 minutes beforehand. What's going to happen tonight? Next thing you know, here comes Nikita Lyons through the parking lot. You know, the most dangerous place in NXT. Blair Davenport attacks her. And they start going at it 15 minutes before the show even begins. So when the show starts, they don't even have their entrances. Nikita comes, they're just brawling out to the ring. Get in the ring, boom, match starts. Hot, heavy, ready to go.
Already scrapping. Oh, Sammy, thank you for the biddies. 3
Thanks
biddies.
For the biddies, Sammy. Sammy, if there is one person that I do want to win the Fatal 4-Way, because it does create another storyline, it would be Randy Orton, because then you could have Randy versus Cody, and it still makes sense.
Yes.
So I'm hoping that if something does happen, that it is him. But unfortunately, I don't want you to get your hopes up. I really don't.
Thank you. I'll take that. She said, thanks. I'll take that. And Uncensored Society say, worst NXT episode since CM Punk's return.
Oh, man. Who were you? Who were you simping on that you hated the show?
What ails you? What ails you, boy?
You're just mad at Sammy.
I'm just mad.
You can't stay mad at Sammy for long. That's all I got to say. But this match was a great way to start the show. You had the fire between the two. Nikita was trying to get her back for what she did by taking her out. What did you think of this match?
I mean, whole thing started in the parking lot as Nikita's just trying to get in, and again, like where's the security outside, because they really need to make sure these fights stop happening. But the fact that they just came out brawling, scrapping already, like, it was about time Nikita Lyons got her hands on her, and you know what? She got her hands on her tonight. Unfortunately, throughout the whole thing, it just wasn't her night tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of wanted her to win, but this is how the story is going to keep going. And that's the one thing that I'm excited to see with this, because you know something is going to happen and you know it is going to be big in the future. Nikita
Right.
is going to be a star. She just needs a lot of seasoning and a lot of work in the ring. And
Right.
putting her in the ring with stars like Blair Davenport and people like that are just going to make her better.
I agree.
What was the what do we have next? Next was, I think, the first Dusty Classic match, wasn't it?
It was, because we had Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin versus the Gallus Boys.
How about you start off on this match?
Since I'm the Corbin fan.
Oh, man. Whoa. I am definitely a Corbin fan as well.
Oh, no. I'm not taking that away from you. It's just I mean, I just remember us talking about it this morning, so I mean, you know. But anyway, going over Braun and Corbin versus Gallus. At first, I mean, to be honest, like I was going for Braun and Corbin from the jump, because Corbin's honestly been white hot the moment that he re-entered NXT, and he is just honestly getting better.
I mean, I like Baron Corbin. I like his character that's been going on down in NXT. I think Phil froze, so I'm gonna try and carry this until he comes back. But what they've done with this tag team between Baron Corbin and Braun Breaker has got me really interested in what they're going to do going forward, because they put them up against one of the top tag teams in the division. And
there we go.
Yep.
But anyway, yeah, with Braun and Corbin, at first, like, as much as I like the idea of them tagging together, I was unsure. I didn't know how the egos would collide. And I think around the end of them, like, they were proven that they do know what they do have a good tag team skill. But at that one point where I felt like near the end, I'm like, oh, no. The egos collide. This is where everything goes wrong. But then Braun hits the spear, and then Mark Coffey runs in. Baron Corbin hits End of Days. 1, 2, 3. I was like, oh my gosh, thank God. But this only proves, like, nobody's gonna want to team up with Braun. Braun's just a nasty badass heel, and Corbin is just somebody that for some people, most people have, like, is just has a sour taste in their mouth. But these guys know what they're doing. I wouldn't be surprised if Braun and Corbin become win the Dusty Classic this year.
I can absolutely see them winning this, especially with the way that this ended up being today. What's going on, Jay Bird? Thanks for checking us out on TikTok. If you want to come on over to Twitch, we got a bunch of people in the chat going off right now, so it's kind of interesting. In regards to this, the way that they started out and the way that they finished their match, just a different dynamic. And I'm curious to see how they're going to evolve week to week.
Agreed.
Match.
100%.
So I was excited to see them win. I was actually surprised, even though I did tell you earlier in the day that they were going to win, even if it was against Gallus. But it just, the way that they had them start off against a already seasoned tag team shows that they actually given them consideration to win the Dusty Classic.
Agreed. 100%.
Before this match, we forgot to talk about what happened in the backstage area in regards to Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes.
Yeah. Putting them together to take part in the Dusty Classic, and I understood it. Trick is like, Carmelo said up front, I've put us in the Dusty Classic, and Trick's like, yo, what the hell? Like, I'm supposed to be focused. I'm supposed to keep my focus on Ilya Dragunov and when he's supposed to be healthy, so that I can take my shot and win the NXT title. And Mel's like, yeah, I know, and that's cool. But think about this: since Dragunov's injured and he's going to be injured for a while, we right now could go into the Dusty Cup. Trick Mellow Gang, can go into the Dusty Cup, win the thing, become tag team champs, and then when he gets better, you're gonna beat him, and you're gonna become 2-title Trick.
And this is all about the fact that Mello does not like to be left behind.
Yeah, Mello needs somebody to lean on.
Because everything that's putting Trick ahead, Mello's trying to drag him back down. He's trying to keep him back at his level. Because Mello wants to be the one that's the star. He doesn't want to see Trick as a star.
Yeah, he wants the spotlight. Booker T was saying it throughout an entirety of one of the matches, but it's like this is a sport where you gotta steal the spotlight. Like you need to take that spotlight for yourself. He's not wrong, because that's exactly what Mello's doing to Trick. You don't want Trick to have that credit.
And that's what's going to happen when when Mello actually turns on Trick in one of the matches. And that's how we're going to get the feud to start between them. Because Trick is going to realize what Mello's been doing, and it's not going to last that much longer.
Agreed.
Because I really think it's going to culminate at Stand and Deliver, and then we're going to see Mello get called up right afterwards. Because he's ready to be called up. Him, Braun Breaker, they're ready to come up to the main roster.
Yeah, heck, since we're talking about main roster, we saw Tyler Bate on SmackDown on Friday.
Officially called up. He's officially called up. He is on the roster on WWE.com. So that's actually pretty interesting. Hopefully they keep them two together. That would actually be pretty cool.
The fact that I saw that, as soon as I saw that, and I was watching it with a few friends, I'm like, guys, I only have one thing to say. They're like, what's that? British Strong Style is back! Man, I love me some of that.
So after this match, we had our first video of Tiff at the ranch with Fallon Henley. And when she showed up, Fallon was like, "You're wearing that? I had clothes picked out for you. I have to look good." Okay. Okay. By the end of it, I don't think she was looking that good.
Right.
I think we do get Braun and Baron in the finals, Jaybird. I think that's where they're headed. And I actually could see them winning it.
It's possible.
Fallon had Tiffany mucking the stalls, giving the baths to the horses, cleaning up the poop. Like, it was just hilarious the entire time Tiffany was having so much trouble doing all this.
You good, Will? Good to see you again, man.
What's going on, Mr. Will? How are we doing tonight? Hey, Al. And her normal Dickosaurus Rex is coming in. Okay. We're going to get into that next anyway, so this is perfect timing, Sean. They went to a break. After they came back, Lyra Valkyria was in the ring, and she talks about she wants to know who her next challenger is for the pay-per-view Vengeance Day.
For Vengeance, yeah. Now
for Vengeance Day.
And Elektra.
So she's talking. She says that there will be a 20-woman battle royale next week And when it gets down to the final 4, it will turn into a fatal 4-way match.
That's gonna be good. That's gonna be epic.
Now, my thoughts on this is when they showed later on in the night, they only showed 18 entrants on the screen.
I wasn't even keeping count.
I counted them real quick. There was 9 in the top row, 9 in the bottom. So I'm curious to see who the last 2 are going to be. I could see Nikita and Tiffany both being in the final 4. I can also see Fallon Henley being in the final 4.
Cora Jade possibly in the final 4.
I think we're going to see Cora Jade in the final 4.
And I like what Sean said too. That sounds like TNA rules a little bit. It kind of does a little bit.
I think they've done this before.
I think they did it with the tag teams at one point.
Maybe that's where they did it.
Because they did it for like number 1 contendership too.
Jay Bird, I don't remember who was in it. I don't have an image up of who they had, but I believe she is. I don't think they're gonna debut Jade Cargill on a random episode of NXT with no promotion.
Right.
No. If they're gonna debut, I think she's gonna debut at the Royal Rumble.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking as well.
The 2 secret entrants, if they have that, I think they're going to put somebody that's returning that wasn't listed on there, that we haven't thought of for a while, that has been missing. Or it's going to be somebody that they recently just signed and is coming up from... See, that's right there. That's
Sean, there you go.
Perfect example. I think this could be a perfect spot for her to return. Because the Rumble matches like this, it's not a typical match. It's a lot easier to fall out of the ring when somebody throws you over than it is to work a real match and have all of the movement in a regular match because there's so much going on.
Yep.
Oh, Shadow. Oh, Shadow. I'm not going to do Sean dirty like that. I'm sorry. Queen. I don't think they would bring her back on a random episode of NXT.
It would have to be something pay-per-view.
What's going on, Tommy? How are we doing tonight?
Hey, Tommy.
Yeah, Shadow's had a rough day.
Zach, no.
No, stop that. Get out of here.
It's bad enough. We have to hear about Taylor Swift every Sunday afternoon. We don't need to hear about her.
We're not gonna have to worry about that after next week. Kansas City's gonna lose.
Like literally, all the NFL's ever cared about is Taylor Swift arriving to the show to the point where you're like Peter Griffin. Oh my God, who the hell cares? If Taylor Swift appears, I'll quit podcasting.
So after that segment,
Joe Coy for special guest announcer.
You had Lola Vice and Elektra Lopez come out. They started attacking Lyra, and then you had Tatum Paxley come out, save her
again,
and essentially set up a tag team match. It seems like.
Yep.
And Lyra was looking at her like, "What are you doing? I'm not tagging with you." So that dynamic is continuing to evolve and be interesting.
Yeah, but like a lot of the stuff that Lyra has said though was like pretty scathing towards both Lola and Elektra. Like the fact, I'm actually doing work, not just shaking my ass for TikTok. And I'm like,
yeah, it was great.
And then the Elektra Lopez line, where it's I'm not surprised you're just not gonna hand that off to Elektra, La Madrina. The glue that held Legado del Fantasma together. Like, I knew she was rubbing salt in that wound.
After that, we were in the back. You had Luca Cristofini complaining about his feet being underneath the ropes last week when he got pinned. Ava Rain pretty much just brushed him off, like, I'll look into it, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
She then turns her attention to a returning Dragon Lee.
Man.
Who came back. All of his visa issues are fixed, so now this man can be wrestling week in, week out. And as they're talking, here comes Lexis King with a fake breakout tournament folder.
I wouldn't say it would be like a fake breakout tournament folder. Like, I think what he did ahead of time was like, he's figuring he wants a shot at the NXT North American title, so he types up his own contract for a match for the North American titles and puts it in like a fancy envelope so he gets, he thought about this. He clearly thought about this ahead of time. So
yeah, because he knows that Dragon Lee has been doing the open challenges, so he figured, why not let me take my shot and see if he'll do one when he comes back.
Exactly.
He did. Lee accepted. So now for the main event tonight, we have Lexis King versus Dragon Lee for the North American Championship.
Correct.
After he walks away, we get a little vignette of what happened earlier in the night between Josh Briggs and Metaphor. Josh Briggs calls Oro Mensah Noamdar's sidekick, which I thought was hilarious.
Yep.
And it sets up a match, which is next, of Josh Briggs and Mensah. Pretty good match. I'm liking Josh Briggs as a single competitor.
Josh Briggs, like, I really am starting to see why JBL put faith in him. This guy is something absolutely different. Like, that clothesline that he's used to, like, pin quite a few people, like, in the past. Like, I remember seeing him pin somebody in the Iron Survivor Challenge, and then seeing him do it now, I'm like, yo, did JBL just pass the clothesline from hell to him? Because those look vicious.
Pretty much. That's exactly what it looks like to me.
Like, oh my God. Like, definitely, I totally see what JBL has in the man, and like, I think he's gonna do a lot of great stuff. Which only leaves Brooks Jensen. I don't know where that leaves him, but he's in the middle.
Yeah, I mean, they did kind of split, so I'm curious what is going to happen with him. Maybe Brooks wanted some time off, and that's the reason that they went this route. Because we haven't seen him in a while since then.
Oh, am I wearing a Ty Dillinger shirt or the band Dillinger skate point? Oh, no, it's Ty Dillinger. It's the perfect 10.
And speaking of him, I think we see him in the Rumble.
If he comes in at number 10 at the Rumble, I'm losing.
They do that? Didn't they do that the 1 year for him?
They did it in 2017, and they were
he was in the Rumble.
And they did it again in 2018, but he got attacked in the back by Owens and Zayn.
Yep.
I hope the Shadow's like, I hope the fuck not.
We get another vignette of Tiff cleaning out stalls, cleaning up poop, cleaning up everything else.
It's funny. You got to clean up now, Buttercup. Got to clean up Buttercup. Don't ever call me that. I wasn't talking about you. Talking about Buttercup.
After that, we come back to the NXT Tag Team Championship match between the Family and OTM.
OTM, aka the Grand Theft Auto NPCs.
What do you think of this match?
This one was pretty solid. I will it was a bit of a solid match through and through. Scripps completely mistiming and landing a splash on his own person. Like, come on, man.
Well, that's partly due to Rizzo pushing him.
Now I remember what her name was. It was Adriana Rizzo.
Yeah, she gave him a little shove, threw him
Oh yeah,
in,
the
messed off the
shove.
timing.
And then I
But
guess Tony D'Angelo's his solo finisher is now called the Forget About It.
I think that's what they've been calling it for a while now.
I mean, I don't remember them. I don't remember him having like a single finisher where they called it the Forget About It. I knew about the Bada Bing Bada Boom tag team finisher, but the Forget About It. I mean, perfect name.
So, Gigi, I do think they should win, just not yet. There's still more story to tell, and we get part of that later on when they're walking in the parking lot, and near their car is Jada Parker sitting there waiting for them, and she's saying she could be the person that can help you deal with the Riz.
Oh, that was Jada Parker. Okay, I'm like, I was wondering because OTM's walking out and I hear them, and I hear somebody say, one of them say Miss Parker, and I'm like, are they trying to do a Friday reference?
No, it's Jada Parker.
I know.
That's what everybody thought was going to be Jade Cargill's name.
Jada Parker. I mean, it's not wrong.
We then get our NXT anonymous footage from Twitter where it shows JC Jane talking to all the females of Chase U, setting up something to help raise money for Chase U and get them back on track. We don't know what it is, but we see her pointing out to her phone, showing different people different things. Next, we get an interview with Obafemi. He is talking about his contract. He can cash in at any time, what it would mean to him. Lexus King rolls up and says the only one that matters right now is his contract that he has for a match for tonight against Dragon Lee.
And then Femi got like he's.
Yeah, I was gonna say when he walks away, Obafemi's like, "Wait, that match is tonight in the main event." Interesting.
Wait, so Allison saying, is Chase U a metaphor for NXT?
No, Chase U is a university inside NXT.
I guess so. And
it's run by Andre Chase. Some of the students are Duke Hudson. They have
Thea Hale, Riley Osborne.
See, it wouldn't be a metaphor for NXT then. It would be a metaphor for AEW.
Think of the story. Lost their funding. Attendance is down. Yeah, that's AEW and Ring of Honor.
But
right now.
It's meant to be like a university going through a scandal right now. That's their thing.
God,
like how schools lose funding, they going through the scandals. They got to rebuild themselves back up. So that's what they're playing off of right now.
She's like, oh, well, fair enough.
Next, we have Cora Jade versus Gigi Dolan. And I know there's people in the chat that want to hear about this match.
Yeah.
You could talk.
My friends. I don't know. Honestly, with me, I mean, the match was pretty solid again in and of itself. I just didn't realize. I mean, it's probably the first time I've been hearing it, but I'm guessing what is it? That I believe it's a double arm DDT that Cora uses as her finisher. She calls that the
butterfly DDT.
Oh, it's a butterfly DDT, so, but they call it like a jaded DDT or something.
No, that's what she. Well, that's what they and what I'm looking at. It says that it's called the butterfly DDT.
Okay. I don't know. I was hearing jaded DDT at some point through the night, so I mean, but
you could be right.
I don't know, possibly, but I mean, very solid match. I think it was just right. It was right up. I felt like it could have gone. It could have gone either way, but I'm pretty sure since Cora just returned, they're still trying to build her up, and I know that's at Gigi's expense because she's been going on a losing streak right now, but I think they're building, but they're still going to find something big for her. Travis, you were right.
See, I agree, Travis. They are focused on building Cora up right now. They do want to make Cora a main event star again. They want to get her back in the title picture. So I definitely see what they're doing with that. In regards to Gigi, I don't think the losing is hurting her too much,
Right.
even though it is building a story that is gonna where she's gonna. I think she's gonna turn heel eventually, and I think that's what's gonna happen. Is you're gonna get the craziness of Gigi come out, and it's gonna be something that everybody's been waiting for, and hopefully the fans latch on with it, and she gets her way onto the main event scene and towards the title. You're right, Gigi does deserve better, but I think in the long run it'll work out for her.
Right.
Next, we had the second Dusty Classic match with Hank and Tank versus the superheroes.
Power Ranger and the Flash.
That's what I'm calling them. I'm calling them the superheroes.
Yep.
It's just easier and it makes sense.
Yeah. It honestly really does. And that was a very good match as well. That was great.
Hank and Tank is a lot better than people give them credit for.
Very true. Very true. Like, but I think Booker was even making fun of them because of the fact that they're wearing like what is it, like the
Cut off shorts.
Yeah. It's the shorts and the blue collar shirts, kind of looking like a couple mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
Revival reference.
Thank you, Sean. I didn't. I just saw the gifted sub from earlier. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I don't know where I don't remember where I saw this. If I was scrolling through Twitter or whatnot, but somebody said that Hanky Tank remind them of Heavy Machinery.
I can see where they're
I thought that was a pretty good comparison.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that in a little bit. We're almost done with NXT, and then we'll get into our Q&A / chat session. We had our last Tiffany Straton vignette where it was great. She cleans everything up. Fallon's actually giving her props for surviving, and then she steps in a big pile of crap and falls into a water bath and was crying like a little girl that spilt her milk.
They're like, yeah, you got to give her credit. I mean, she survived the day, so.
Next, we had our main event, and Dragon Lee comes out first. So immediately I'm thinking he's losing because based off of what I know with WWE, the champion never comes out first when they win.
Right.
So I was surprised after this was a great match. Lexus King got to show off. He was actually able to do a lot of stuff. Dragon Lee shows what he's capable of, why everybody loves him. And this match went on a good 15 minutes. Dragon Lee comes out the winner.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, I realize there's still about 10 minutes left in the show. I'm watching Phil because he joined backstage at this point, and he's just sitting there and is like, all right, he won. It's over. We're getting out of here tonight with him winning. And then Obafemi's music hits.
Wait a minute.
He comes out, cashes in his breakout championship match clause and gets into the ring, and they start a match between him and Dragon Lee. Dragon Lee doesn't go down without a fight.
No, we don't.
Does the tornado DDT. He does a couple different moves, gets over Femi down on the ground. 1, 2, Femi kicks out. And that was it. Because from there on out, Femi took control, pretty much crushed Dragon Lee, pins him for the 1, 2, 3, and we have a brand new NXT North American champion. What is your thoughts, Phil?
That was honestly, if I have to give my thoughts on that, wow. Like I could see first of all, thank you, Jamie, so much for the 12 bits. You are the
Thanks
man.
for the biddies, Jamie.
Anyway, again, great showing out by Dragon Lee, but I guess I didn't see everything as clearly as you did, as far as like with the patterning, like the champion usually never comes out first and then leaves winning. So he won the first one. Okay, cool. Then Femi comes out. I'm like, wait a minute, because I thought he was gonna wait for like a maybe I don't know, maybe until next week or so to actually like cash in the contract. But he goes right ahead and does it, and already a new North American champion has been crowned. Makes sense. Again, from looking at it, I guess, like I said myself, was not personally expecting it, but when you think about everything, especially with the fact that, like we had mentioned earlier, since Ilya's out with the neck injury and Trick being the number one contender, where else are you really going to cash the contract in? Are you going to – because, like, right. I highly doubt you're going to wait until –
How long would he hold on to it for? This makes the perfect sense. And they want to see what he could do as a champion. And this guy looks like he's going to be a star.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks again, Jamie, for the 16 biddies. Also, thank you for the resub. Put you at 12-month streak. On that post, you would put, as much as I like this, they play hot potato with the belt since Wesley had it. I don't think they've played hot potato with the belt. Dominic had a long, extended reign, sandwiched around a 1 week of Trick Williams, which was supposed to be Mustafa Ali, but Mustafa Ali requested his request. If Mustafa Ali was still there, we don't know how long he would have held that belt for. But the reason that Dom got it back is they didn't want to put that belt on Trick. They wanted to put Trick in the main event scene, going for the main title. Then Dragon Lee won it, held it for about a month, and now they're putting it on somebody in NXT as opposed to a main roster star going down there. And I'm excited to see what they do with it.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else on NXT before we head on over to our Q&A session? Overall rating.
Overall rating, like, again, not again, very fluid. Like, it went through the ups and downs.
Oh, I think you froze again. My overall rating for this show for NXT is going to be an 8.25 out of 10. If we're going to go based out of 5, 4.12. Hopefully Phil comes back shortly. All right, Phil. Where can we find you?
All righty. So, if y'all enjoy this episode of NXT on Tap as we're closing up the bar, and if y'all are looking to see this beautiful face still hanging around, you know where you can find me at Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, here on TikTok, as well as Twitch. Under the name that you know me very well as Phil the Future. As far as me on TikTok, road to 1K, y'all can help me out. That'd be perfect. And also, you may occasionally catch me on an episode of Boss Bitch Trivia on Thursdays. Just depending on schedule. I will be showing up very soon in maybe 1 or 2, maybe 3 weeks. So keep an eye out. Yep, and that's everywhere I'll be. So take it away.
All right. I'm Scalz. You can find me here on Off the Top Media on both Twitch and YouTube, as well as Off the Top Media _ on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. Down below, you see the link for the merch shop. At the merch shop, we have all of the Off the Top merch. We have merchandise for Sin City Wolf Sean. We have merchandise for Bot Spots and Chair Shots. There's a lot of different brands over there. Make sure you go check it out. Great quality shirts, great quality hats, bunch of different things. Make sure that you are liking and subscribing to any of our videos. This way you get the notifications of when things happen, so you can see every show that we do and be back here with us. We'll be back on Off the Top Media on Friday night, right after SmackDown for FNR. I hope everybody has a great night. Stick with us as we head over and we're going to raid Rivet City Radio. They are talking about Vince McMahon. It is the second part of their After Dark episode series. Make sure everybody checks it out. We'll see you soon.
See ya. That one